On the first day of being a security guard, he met a drunk woman. Unexpectedly, when he was about to send her home, he was suddenly pulled back by a hand. It turned out the woman wasn't drunk at all. She had been poisoned. In order to save her, he had to sacrifice himself to detoxify her. The next day, the woman handed him a 500,000 yuan check and told him to disappear immediately and to keep what happened last night to himself. Unexpectedly, the security guard wasn't satisfied. He said the price had increased to 5 million yuan. The woman cursed him, accusing him of taking advantage of the situation. But the young man didn't care and pushed her away directly. It was fine if she didn't want to add money, but tonight he would collect interest. The woman strongly refused, and the young man didn't continue. Unexpectedly, just as the woman was about to get up, the young man sensed something was wrong. The next second, 2 bullets suddenly shot in through the window. He immediately shielded the woman with his body, allowing her to escape danger. The woman then promised to give him 5 million yuan, but the young man felt the money was too dangerous. He might even lose his life for it, so he refused and got up to leave. Unexpectedly, the woman refused to let him go. She immediately drove out to find him and asked him to go to the Civil Affairs Bureau to get married. The colleagues nearby were shocked. They realized the woman had fallen for the security guard, but the young man refused to marry her again. He knew there was no such thing as a free lunch. The woman must have another purpose. "Tell me," he said, "a fake marriage? Other than using me as a shield, what else?" The woman didn't expect him to be so smart. He had already guessed the purpose of the fake marriage. It turned out she was being forced by the Liu family to marry. If she agreed, the Wu family would never sit idly by. They would attack her family at any cost, perhaps in ways even more ruthless than assassination. But if she refused, it would become a public break, and the Liu family wouldn't let her go easily. So as long as the young man agreed to marry her temporarily, she could immediately give him 5 million yuan. This way, she would have time to think of a solution. A year later, they could divorce peacefully, but the young man didn't want to get involved in the feud. In the end, he still refused. The woman didn't expect him to be so heartless. She angrily said she had been bitten by a dog last night, then turned and left. Unexpectedly, the young man soon received a threatening call. The caller warned him to leave Haicheng within 3 days, or he would be in serious trouble. The young man cursed and hung up the phone. Suddenly, a motorcycle rushed toward them. The rider grabbed an iron rod and struck the colleague beside the young man. The colleague was badly injured and fell to the ground. Seeing his good brother hurt, the young man's eyes turned red with anger. He rushed forward with a sword, leaped into the air, and kicked the attacker dozens of meters away. The woman, who hadn't gone far, saw the accident and quickly called an ambulance for him. But unexpectedly, the young man received another threatening call. This time, the caller made it clear it was only a warning. If he didn't leave the woman and get out of Haicheng, he would be the next target. The young man hung up the phone, his anger boiling over. And just then, a motorcycle slammed into him, knocking him hard to the ground. Comment fast.